Hello, dear students. Good morning to all. Today we are going to learn a new chapter, Children of India, written by Ruskin Bond. Ruskin Bond is one of the famous Indian author, and he is an Indian author of British origin. And he has written many books for children as well as adults. And some of his best stories are The Blue Umbrella, Tiger in the Tunnel, etc. And this is a chapter named Children of India, and it is talking about the problems faced by the children of India in different areas. And dear students, it's a long chapter, and I will be taking it in two classes. That means I will not be able to complete it within a class. So the first two pages I will try to explain it in this class, and the next remaining two pages will be explained in the next class. So let us begin. It's a introduction given over here. How do you go to school? By bus, car, auto, or on foot? There are many children in our country who overcome various obstacles daily to reach their schools. Read on to find out how they deal with such adverse situations and come out winners. So that means there are many people, those who face a lot of difficulties to reach at the school. And here, as we are near to the school, we have just 5 minutes or 10 minutes walking distance to our school. We don't have much problems to reach at the school. But right now, we are facing a lot of problems due to the COVID-19 coronavirus. But apart from this, we are all free. We are all having a lot of facilities to reach the school, and the school also is very good. And let us begin. They pass me every day on their way to school. Boys and girls from surrounding villages and the outskirts of the hill station. There are no school buses paying for these children. For many of them, it's a very long walk to school. Ranbir, who is 10, has to climb the mountain from his village, 4 miles distant and 2,000 feet below the town level. He comes in all weathers, wearing the same pairs of cheap shoes until they have almost fallen apart. That means he is just talking about the difficulties of students who come to the school. The narrator is just looking from the window and he is watching the children going to the school. And he just explains what are the difficulties they face. And here he talks about one person, one boy, and his name is Ranbir. And he is climbing a mountain from his village to reach the school, and he's wearing a very old shoes. You can see in the picture one boy is walking to the school with a torn shoes, and his dress also is not very good. Even the strap of his bag is on his hands. That means that is also broken. So the child is facing a lot of difficulties to reach the school. So when we talk about his personality, Ranbir is a cheerful soul. He is very happy. He waves to me whenever he sees me at my window. Sometimes he brings cucumbers from his father's field. I pay him for the cucumbers. He uses the money for books or for small things needed at home. So whenever he sees the narrator, he waves at him, and even he is bringing cucumbers from his father's field and selling to this narrator, and narrator is buying, getting it, and giving money for that. And with that money, he is buying books, pencils, maybe pen, etc. What are the things he is needed? Sometimes the things which he needs for his school, or sometimes which he needs for his home. And many of the children are like Ranbir, poor, but slightly better off than what their parents were at the same age. That means their parents may be very bad situation at their age, and these children are better than their parents at the same age. They cannot attend the expensive residential private schools at Bound here, but most go to the government aided schools with only basic facilities. The children are going to the government schools with basic facilities. They are unable to go to the private schools, or maybe due to the fees, or they may not be able to afford the fees over there. Not many of their parents manage to go to school. They spend their lives working in the fields, or delivering milk in the hill station. The lucky ones got into the army. That means when we talk about the parents of these children, during their time, they were unable to go to school. They never went to the school. But what they were doing, they were working in the field or delivering the milk in the hill station, etc. And some of the lucky ones got the opportunity to go to army also. Let us continue. Perhaps Ranbir will do something different when he grows up. He has yet to see a train, but he sees planes flying over the mountains almost every day. So when we talk about Ranbir, he wanted to do something different. He had never seen a train, but he had seen a lot of planes flying over the hills. How far can a plane go? He asked. All over the world, I tell him, thousands of miles in a day. You can go almost anywhere. I will go around the world one day, he vows. I will buy a plane and go everywhere. So Ranbir is asking to the narrator where these planes are going or how far it is going. So the narrator says that it is going all over the world. You can go almost anywhere. Then Ranbir says that one day I will buy plane and I will go everywhere. And maybe he will. Narrator says that maybe he will because he has a determined chin and defiant looks in his eyes. That means he is very strong. Defiant means very bold look in his eyes. These lines in my journal were put down for my own inspiration or encouragement, but they will do for any determined young person. We get out of life what we bring to it. There is not a dream which may not come true if we have the energy which determines our own fate. So the narrator says that there is not a dream which may not come true if we have the energy which determines our own fate. We can always get what we want if we will it intensively enough. So if you strongly believe, if you strongly dream, if you work hard for that, every dream is possible. It may come when we no longer have any use of it, but if we have been willing it long enough, it will come. So the narrator says that if we have a dream and if you are determined, if we have been willing it long enough, it will come true. Up to a few years ago, very few girls in the hills or in the villages of India went to school. They helped in the home until they were old enough to be married, which wasn't very old. But there are now just as many girls as there are boys going to school. So the narrator says that a few years ago, very few children, very few girls in the hills were going to the school. They were staying at the home, helping the household chorus, or they're helping the parents, and till they come to the age of marriage. And that is also very young age, maybe right after the 18 years or before that, they were got married. So they were kept home and they were doing all the household works, and thereafter they were got married. But now, just as many girls as there are boys going to school. So now there are girls and boys also going to school. So the narrator says that the condition is improving than the previous years. Bindra is something of an extrovert. Extrovert means a lively and confident person who enjoys being with others. In the first part of the chapter, we have seen a boy called Ranbir, and here he is talking about Bindra, a girl. And she is very extrovert, and she is very confident, and she is a 14-year-old who chatters away, and she is always talking, and she hurries down the road with her companions. Her father is a forest guard and knows me quite well. I meet him on my walks through the deodar woods behind Landos, and I had grown used to seeing Bindra almost every day. When she did not put in the appearance for a week, I asked her brother if anything was wrong. Oh, nothing, he says. She is helping my mother cut grasses. Soon the monsoon will end and the grass will dry up. So we cut it now and store it for the cows in winter. And why aren't you cutting grass too? Oh, I have a cricket match today, he says, and hurries away to join the teammates. Unlike his sister, he puts pleasure before work. So Bindra was not seen for a week. Then the narrator is asking to her brother. Then the brother informed that the Bindra has gone to or is helping my mother to cut the grass, helping his mother to cut the grass. So, and what about the him? Then he said that I am not going, but I am going for a cricket match. So, in the next paragraph, the narrator is just talking about the cricket. Cricket, once the game of the elite, has become the game of the masses. So, once it was a game of a small group of society who are powerful and have a lot of influence, but now it is became the game of ordinary people. And on any holiday in any part of this vast country, groups of boys can be seen walking their way to nearest field or open patch of land with bat, ball, and any other cricketing gear that they can cobble together. Watching some of them play, and I am amazed at the quality of talent at defines which they bat or ball. That means earlier the cricket game was the game for elite, some of the so-called elite people. That means a small group of society who are powerful and have a lot of influence. But now it's a game of ordinary people, and the people just to gather together the things like a bat, ball, and they go to a field and they start playing cricket. And they are playing also in a very good quality, and the narrator says that some of the local teams are as good, if not better, than any from the private schools where there were better facilities. That the narrator says that these poor people are very good. They are as good as a private school, and the private school team are getting a better facilities, and these people are not getting any facilities. But if you consider that case, they are may not be better than the private schools, but they are as good as the private schools. So that means they are playing a very good quality cricket. So, dear students, I just stop here for today, and I request you all to read the chapter. And today we haven't learned much things, just talk about the Renbeer and the problems that he had faced and how he comes, his appearance, his behavior. And we had seen Bindra and her behavior, and we had talked about the girls, and some of them in the previous years they were staying at home and helping mother or the family, and when they come to the age of marriage, they were got married. And we have seen the her brother, and the brother is going to play cricket, and we have seen about the cricket. The cricket is was the game of elite, and now it became the game of ordinary people. These are the things which we have seen today. So, dear students, I request you all to read the chapter very well, underline the difficult words, and learn its meanings. Have a nice day. God bless you all.